Hello. Hello. Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. I am going to the theatre tonight, so I'm gonna do my makeup, and I haven't really like catched up? No. I haven't really caught up with you guys in a while, so I thought we would just do our makeup together and like chat a bit. So I got my hair redone today. It's like really pink. It's like almost very neon, but I'm just getting used to it. Even though I was at the hair salon, I completely forgot to ask her to do my eyebrows, so I'm just doing those now, and then we'll get started, shall we? Okay, they're like crazy white. I'm gonna put my hair in a thing. Yeah, when I got my hair first done, basically because I have a bunch of pink in the bottom of my hair, whenever I put new stuff on, it like kind of adds. So the stuff on the roots like didn't have anything, so the roots were like really bright, and then the bottoms were not, so it was, yeah, it didn't work. And then we like put a bunch of like, I think just like a pastel pink in there. I kind of like evened everything out, but it's definitely like really pink. And when I say really pink, I just mean it kind of looks like a highlighter, but there's nothing really wrong with that. So just gonna moisturize where I just like wiped off my face. Okay, all right. Oh, also if you're wondering why the shower is black, there's a huge leak in the house, and so like all the showers in the house basically have to be re-tiled. So yeah, ignore that. Okay. In for a bit. All right, so I haven't been to the theatre in years, so I don't really know what the etiquette is, but I'm just gonna like do my makeup how I want and then like wear like a shirt and stuff. It feels kind of weird to me to like do my makeup and like dress nice to go sit in a dark room while you're like watching someone else, but I think like you are meant to dress up, so yeah. All right, so we're gonna start with our Luminous Silk GRWM foundation in 4. I'm like trying to use like less foundation than I have been, just because my skin has not as many breakouts as it usually does, so I kind of feel like, hold on, there's a fan on and I think that's gonna be really, okay, there we go. All right, so yeah, my skin's been better than it has been in the past, so I just kind of want to wear less foundation, and I kind of like just like my natural skin coming through as much as possible, so just gonna put that on there. So what's been up? I started school on Monday, and I don't know if it was just like this week I was having a bad week or something, but like I kind of just didn't enjoy any of my classes, which is a bit worrying. And it's not that I didn't enjoy them, it's just that this semester I decided to do a lot of like critical studies classes as opposed to like art classes. One, because there's a bunch of requirements that you need in order to graduate, and I kind of wanted to do a lot of those in the beginning, so like at the end of my time at school I can just really enjoy myself and do whatever I want. And also I found that last semester and the semester before I did a lot of stuff that wasn't really my main kind of like art form, which is painting. And though it was really cool and interesting to like experiment with other stuff, I also did find that it completely distracted me from painting, and I basically didn't paint for like that whole year, which wasn't good. And like I'm just now starting to paint again, which I'm enjoying so much. I like hope you guys like those videos because they're my favorite to make. And yeah, I just felt like if I started that whole thing again where I was doing like screen printing and like sculpture and like all of this stuff, though it was like super exciting, I definitely want to like focus on painting more, at least for this semester. So I thought maybe it would be smart to do critical studies classes, one, to get them out of the way, and also so it gives me more time to like do painting. And I can't really paint around other people. I did a painting class last semester. It was like an intensive painting class on Fridays, and I did like the class and I liked the kids in it, and it was a very small class and I really liked my teacher and stuff like that. But at the end of the day, like I really didn't do any work in the class. All the painting I did for that class was outside of the class, at home or like in my studio at school, so I didn't really do much painting there either. And I just found that because I was doing that painting class, it was making me think that I didn't need to do as much painting outside of class, but the reality was that I wasn't even really painting in class either. So I ended up just like not painting at all. And once I get out of painting for a while, I kind of like start telling myself that I don't even like painting and I don't even really want to do painting. But then the minute I like start doing it again, then I love it, and it's like my favorite thing to do. It's like honestly the only thing that I can just like do all day and just completely lose track of time and like not even think about like anything else that's going on. And that's like a really nice place for me to be. So it's like great for my anxiety and whatever else I have going on inside my brain. So yeah, I really didn't want to risk losing that again, because I think it did like affect my mental health, like, which is crazy. But every time I paint, I feel much more calm, and like it kind of feels like where I'm like meant to be. And like my studio space, like though I just work in a garage, like it's nothing special, like it's my safe place, it's my happy place. Like I could spend hours in there and like not even realize like that time is passing. So I really wanted to prioritize that this semester. So basically I have like a bunch of critical studies classes, which are basically like I have one science class which is called Sex and Death, and because my school is so artsy and like everything that they do at school, and my school is like super like what is the word? Anyway, I'll think of the word later, but it's super like artsy fartsy, like sort of, you know, not typical science, not typical this, not typical that. There's always like some sort of like artistic flair to the class. So when I signed up for this class called Sex and Death, I kind of actually thought that maybe it was more of like a literature class, though I just had my first one on Tuesday or Wednesday, I can't remember. And that class is purely science. That is like, you're learning about like cells, about mitochondria, genes like being passed on, like adaptation. It's a science class for sure. There is, you know, there's no going around that. The teacher is super cool though, and he's like very lenient on like, you know, your ability to learn the stuff, because obviously we're art students and he's not expecting us to be genius scientists, though I'm sure some people are, but he's cool. So that kind of stressed me out because I haven't done science since I was about 16 years old. And then I have an art history class, and somehow for that art history class already on Monday, I have to do a presentation on Karl Marx the first week back, or the second week back with the first assignment, which also stressed me out because I've never read any Karl Marx literature or writing or whatever. And so yeah, that also stressed me out, because I was like, oh my gosh, I feel like I'm learning everything from the beginning. Whereas like usually in an art class, you know, I don't feel like I'm starting from like square one, but these classes, I do. I feel like I'm starting from the very beginning. Okay, then little Kosas concealer in 1.5C. This is the first time that I've ever re-bought a concealer, because I like a lot of concealers, but I don't love them. But this one, like, I really, really like. So I actually bought another tube of this, if that tells you anything. It's super creamy and just like easy to put on. So just down in my eyes, my nose, chin. Maybe like round my nose and all. Let that sit in for a second. So yeah, the history of art class was the first class. Then I had the Sex and Death class. Then I had another class, but the teacher had COVID, so we didn't have that class. So actually this week was easier than it will be in other weeks, which I'm like, oh my God. Then I have a philosophy class, which yeah, I'm super interested in philosophy and all of that, but I don't find it easy. I find it completely complicated, and I feel like there isn't really an answer when it comes to philosophy. So I definitely feel like I'm starting from square one in that philosophy class as well. Then I have a drawing class, which sounds good, and the reason I did it was because I don't draw enough. I paint, and I don't think I draw at all. And so I really wanted to take a class where I was told to draw, and like I had to draw and I had to do it. I don't love the teacher. I just don't really find her that inspiring, you know, which is fine. I'm still gonna do it, and I'm still gonna just like use that time to just draw and just be like, okay, these hours of the day of that week, you sit and you just draw. So it's fine. I'm gonna just do that one, but that also stressed me out. And then what else did I have? Then I have a BFA critique class, which is actually really cool. And interestingly, weirdly, that was the one class that I don't even remember signing up for. Okay, so as I was saying, sorry, that was someone came in. So yeah, weirdly, like that one class, I don't even remember signing up for. And I was actually gonna drop the class because I was like, what is this? I don't remember signing up for this class. And then I went, and it was genuinely like my favorite class of the week. So I don't know what that means. I think it's gonna definitely get easier. I think the first week was just a shock because I just haven't been in school since May, and it was just like a lot of information, you know. And I've like been at college before in my life. I went for a year and I left because I just like was not in the headspace to be at college. But I think like there's something where I don't want to like fail, and I think like I I don't want to like not give in a paper on time or like anything like that, because it kind of reminds me of like how I used to be before, and I really don't want to be like that anymore. And of course that's crazy. It's like if you miss a paper by a couple days or something, that's fine. That does not like reflect on your character in any way. But I think that like I really just want to do well, and it's like kind of like just to make up for the things that I had like not done before. So I think having all this new information and like more classes I think this semester than I had, I think I'm like, oh my god, like I have to do well, and I'm like thinking way too far into the future, and I'm like, how am I going to get all these papers in, and how am I going to do all of these assignments, and how am I going to do all these presentations and stuff? Like this is going to be insane, and it's just like overwhelming a bit. But I'm sure like the teachers will be way nicer than I'm thinking they're going to be. I think the teachers are going to be a lot more like lenient and stuff, and I think that I'm like going to be able to do the papers and like everything that I think I'm not going to be able to do. I think just like my anxiety creates scenarios way worse than they actually are, so I just have to like be in the scenario before I start worrying about it, because like nothing actually has happened yet. I'm just like overwhelmed. Okay, then I'm gonna use the Rare Beauty blush in Grace. I love this blush. This is a matte one, and I actually got the matte one not by accident, but it was just because the glossy one was sold out and I really wanted to try this. And honestly, I think I like the matte better. So I just like put some on my finger, and then some just like rub it on my cheeks where I want it. Ooh, and it matches my hair nicely. Cute. But I'm super excited to be back at school. It's honestly so nice to have like a little bit more of a schedule and stuff, and like it's very nice to like have somewhere to go in the morning. So I am excited to get into it, and just yeah, I'm excited to get our studio spaces. Last semester they didn't give us our studio spaces at school till Christmas time, which is insane. So I've been like emailing them and like sort of like pushing them to not do that this semester, because that was crazy. I'm lucky enough to have a space at home where I can work, but like most people in my class don't, because they live at school. Oh, how did that get on my eyeball? Okay. So I'm really trying to like make sure that they know that we are waiting. Okay, and I put some on my nose as well. I like to go pretty heavy with the blush, and I kind of go like up into my temple. I just had to charge my phone. I had to just charge my camera. It's changed positions. Okay, tiny bit more. I go quite close to my eye as well. Okay, and as always, I'm in a rush, so. Okay, then I use my bronzer, and I just put that on my forehead. And also, I've been putting it like on my eyeball, my like eyelid. And then next week or the week after, I have a couple paintings were like chosen to be put up in a pretty big like Hollywood productions, like corporate office, you know, where people go to like have the meetings and stuff. So there is like an opening for that in October, which I'm really excited for. It's like kind of like my first proper show where I have like my work up and people other than my parents are seeing it, you know. And I just go lightly as well with the with the bronzer over the blush, and like around the temple and the forehead, and then also like on my nose, and then I go on my eyelids as well. It just kind of like creates sort of like a hollow eye. Yeah, then this eye as well, then a bit on my neck. And I've actually really been liking the like no eye makeup look. But I also really wanted to try white mascara. I don't actually think it exists, but there's primer. And people were saying they just put primer as white mascara. So I'm gonna try this, see what it looks like. Is that white? Ooh, it is white. That's cool, okay. Is it white? It's like kind of white. It's like making the tips white. Frosted tips. There we go, okay. That's cool. Okay, I kind of feel like this is kind of a cool look. It's giving like frostbite. I feel like Jack Nicholson in The Shining, you know, in the end when he's got like frostbitten eyelashes. I like this. This is kind of cool. I'm just gonna clean up this concealer on the bottom of my eyes. So yeah, I'm super excited for the show. Kind of nervous because they do like a toast and they like introduce all the artists and stuff. So I'm like, I don't know, I'm just like nervous a bit. This is like genuinely the first time I've ever like shown my work to the public, and it's not an art gallery, which I guess is taking like a little bit of the pressure off, but I'm still feeling, yeah, nervous about it, but excited. Like my work was selected, which is like just really nice to know that someone likes it, apart from me and my mom. So, and I don't even always like my work, so. Okay, so then I'm gonna use this Stay Glossy Rimmel London lip gloss. Honestly, this is just like a lip gloss I found at the pharmacy, so, but it's pretty good, and I like the pink color. And I think we're done. Okay, this primer stays wet for quite a long time, so. And then maybe put my hair down, and that's the look. All right. Thank you guys so much for watching, and sorry that was like so rushed. Every time it is. The only thing that I don't rush is my painting. So sorry about that. Hope you enjoyed something anyway. Let me know what videos you're liking on my channel, because I'm definitely getting into painting a lot, so I'm hoping you guys are liking those, and well, getting into painting again. But yeah, you get what I mean. And yeah, thank you so much for watching. If you haven't subscribed, that would be so awesome if you did, and join our little family. And if you want to tell your friends about anything I'm making that you like, that'd be cool too. Thank you so much for watching again, and I'll see you guys next time. Okay, love you, bye. Bye.